Yes, my friends, this is something you might recognize from your past childhood days, or heck, maybe you even have one right now in your backyard. Maybe you even have an updated one. But check out this vintage Tonka dump truck. Yep, metal, of course, just like they used to make them in the old days. This actually came from eBay. It's not an RC, but look at the patina on this bucket. Rusty, aged, old, a very simple hinge system on there, and of course, 2 axles with some hard plastic tires. Now this fella cost me about $26 on eBay. There is a ton of old neat stuff like this, completely metal, that's just out there for the taking, right? Now, of course, with the rust, you want to be careful you don't cut yourself, and yeah, I've got my tetanus shots and all that, don't worry. But I gotta tell you, something like this is basically used to activate an imagination. In fact, my show RC Adventures is all about activating your imagination. You know, imagining yourself driving something this large. A lot of us, probably in our lifetimes, won't usually get a chance to drive something so neat. And it's trucks like this that gave me the affinity for the construction RC that I play with today. In fact, I remember being in the sandbox, using my little hand, you know, as an excavator, scooping up some dirt or rocks or whatever and dumping it in the back of this old Tonka truck. And of course, I'd be making noises as I dumped out the dirt and left a big pile of whatever behind. And I always looked forward to the future, what I thought was the future, of when we might actually see something like this in the radio control hobby. Now I know I was a young pup and I probably didn't know very much about the radio control hobby when, you know, I was doing these imaginations, but that's the whole thing, right? We always know time goes by and technology is always being updated. Well, do I have something cool to tell and show you today? Now, a few months ago, I ran into my friend Judd. He has the RC YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to link that in the video description box down below. And I highly suggest you go over there and check out his channel. And if you like it, you might even want to subscribe because he shows you how to do some very cool things. For example, he is one of the folks that has gone and shown me that you can actually turn this into an RC. Would you guys like to see? Of course. Ta-da! Completely new truck. Now this one has some of the stickers coming off. On the other side, it's not too bad. But I said to Judd, I said, bro, I've got an extra axial SCX10. I've got a servo, and why don't we source one of these on eBay? And I said, I'd like you to do a conversion for me. I've seen your Tonka truck conversion. He did a build video series on another one that I saw, and I was totally infatuated with it. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta have one of these. And he said, well, there's a few things I can do for you. It's very simple. Would you like me to do another build video so all the RC adventurers can see how easy it is to do something like this? And I said, yes, please. We would all like to see that. So I shipped everything down to him, gave him a few extra bucks to kind of, you know, make sure he had what he needed. I needed a BEC. We already had the ESC, which is the brain. We already had the motor from the stock axial SCX10, which is a trail truck. You can see these tires are actually the ones that were on my SCX10. We're going to change them out today here, something a little beefier, because you can see that these ones actually sag a little just under the weight. But there is a reason why. Do you hear that beeping happening? Check this out. This is my Spectrum DX4S. Now, I usually run most of my trucks on this, or, you know, a variety of other ones, but this is one of my favorites. I find it fairly easy to use. Oh, that was a push of a button. What? That is a Fergelli actuator. Geez, I hope I said that right, but I'm pretty sure I did. An actuator, I believe, is actually kind of like a screw drive. I'm probably wrong, but it actually pushes up that post right there. Now, this little ram, that's what I'm going to call it from this point forward. This little ram, I'm still learning the controls. Obviously, it's a 2-position. Is it up and up? Up? No, I just have it reversed. No problem. So I push down to go up and up to go down. Not a big deal. This whole unit has actually been outfitted with a transmission, the actuator on the front that helps lift up the entire load, and of course, an actuator for the tailgate. Check this out. Now that is pretty awesome. Also, I got a Savox waterproof servo, high torque in the front. And the reason why I went with a waterproof high torque servo is because I know darn well, here, have a look, right up there, that when there is a load in the back of this machine, especially with the battery that's located right there with the on-off switch, right? That we're going to need some serious power to turn these tires, right? This actuator can actually lift up to 20 pounds. Now that's a lot of rocks in the back. You'll see on the JRPRC channel, him actually putting weights. He put a big sledgehammer on there, and he actually did a lot of lifting. Now, does this roll? Of course it does. Does it roll faster? You bet. Now, do I need that kind of speed in a dump truck? Not usually. They're usually slow and lumbering along, you know. Let's see if I can do this again. I'll add my own sounds. No hands. Now that is pretty darn cool, you guys. Everybody always talks to me about the expense of getting into construction RC. And I'm telling you right now, if you're able to check out Judd's videos from the link that I left down below, you're going to be able to get some pretty good ideas on how to convert it. Now, why didn't I do a build video for you guys on this one? It's very straightforward. I love seeing people's other creativity on my show. I've been doing my stuff for such a long time. I've always invited in people that had lots of cool fabrication skills or did really creative things, and I love to showcase it on this channel because we have got a lot of viewers here, right? So go on over, give him a subscription. You know, for something like this, this is going to take off. Everybody's going to start doing dump trucks, I hope, and different types of conversions for construction equipment, because you can do it fairly inexpensively. Here we go again. Up. We'll even do the back one. Woo! It's just that easy, my friends. Now, let's look at these tires. Can I do anything with these tires at all? Yes, I can. But first, I know you're going to want to see underneath. You can see that it's a shortened drive shaft, right, in the front and back. Transmission is straight in there. Look at that, all protected, spur gear, everything. He's got a nice wire loom coming through the back, right, for protection of the bucket. And of course, he used the straight aluminum steering because the plastic one that was there, of course, under load, just seems to kind of bend, right? It doesn't have the right strength. But let me get the tires that I want to put on here. We'll see if they work better. We'll see if it can kind of hold a little bit more load. I'm not too concerned, but let's check it out. Now, before I show you the tire that I'm going to go with, I'm going to reiterate, a truck like this is really huge in real life. A truck like this actually has tires that cost about $40,000 US for one. Right, and they usually take about 6 tires. Now this little 1.9 tire on here is made for a scale truck, right? A scale trail truck. And they're not too bad for a stock tire, right? Not too bad, but not going to work for what we need today. In fact, I bet the guys that work construction wish it was just that easy to take a tire like that off. Instead, kablamo! Just like the Tonka trucks had, the big plastic tires, these are rubber, these are from IMEX, and these are the G-Hogs. These are actually what I had on Project HD Overkill before I changed out the tires. You guys haven't seen those ones yet, but these are what's going to go on this truck. Now, a lot of you may say, oh, Medic, you know, that looks too big. But then again, in a construction vehicle like this, I need it to take quite a heavy load, right? So I don't mind having large tires. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's why the big mining trucks also have the giant tires. And of course, because the Tonka truck actually comes with the big plastic tires, these ones right here, kaboom! I know, 2 trucks. They're about the same size, just a little bit bigger, just not as firm. So we'll get these ones put on here. I'll just do all 4 of them off camera, maybe. Now, wide stance. One of the big issues Judd had was there's no suspension in a truck like this, right? Only suspension is the flex of the tire. So a wide stance, if you have a high load on there, right, is going to keep it from tipping very easy. Now, I don't mind. Super high torque servo. Doesn't have a problem with that at all. Move it around. Now, you guys might think it's too wide. You guys can put whatever tires you want on there. But for me, in the amount of weight my excavator is going to be putting in the back, I'm happy with that, eh? Super fast. All right, my friends, so there you go. Go check out JRPRC. Check it out. You can see his sticker is right there. Well, it's a little bit shiny, but you know, I haven't painted the tailgate. I don't know if I'm going to. I love this thing, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. You're going to see more of this monster, well, mighty diesel truck. The dump truck. It's coming. You're going to see this out in the field getting used. I am just elated about something like this, hey? I know you guys are too. I'll see you guys in the next RC adventure.